In Sri Lanka, the ICRC has been present from 1989. In these years, it has helped families who were separated by the conflict between the government of Sri Lanka and the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam to keep in touch through the exchange of Red Cross messages and visits to places of detention.
I was captured by LTT on the night of 19th September 1994 when my ship was attacked by two suicide black tigers of the LTTE. I was in their captivity for 8 years and 8 days. Only link that I had during my captivity with the outside world through ICRC. I was declared to ICRC after a couple of months, and from that day onwards, we were visited by ICRC delegates every month or at least once in 2 months. We were exchanging Red Cross messages with our close family members through the RCRC. 8 years is a long time, long period, and every month I used to write long letters, long messages. There would have been about 50 visits of ICRC during this period. I have a huge bundle of RCMs with me collected, and also the ICRC provided us with reading materials and also newspapers. That was the link that we had with the outside world. Other than that, there was no communication between anybody whatsoever. During these 8 years, my captivity, twice we managed to meet with our family members. The ICRC initiated the visit of family members.
The Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004 destroyed lives and property in Sri Lanka. The ICRC worked closely with the Sri Lankan Red Cross Society to reunite family members who had lost contact with each other following the tsunami.
During time the tsunami happened, and that's already ICRC, we have our officers in north and east, mostly the coastal part. So ICRC was able to respond to the tsunami humanitarian needs. Also, we were already working with our national partner, the Sri Lankan Red Cross Society, called SLRCS. So we immediately, ICRC launched its relief distribution to the tsunami affected areas. Many families got separated during the tsunami, and ICRC, together with the Sri Lankan Red Cross Society, helped family members find each other and reunited them. Restoring family links between separated family members is something the ICRC has been doing not only during the tsunami but even during the time of displacement.
Currently, the ICRC is working to evaluate some of the consequences of the years of conflict in the country. In particular, the ICRC seeks to identify the needs of families of missing persons and ways in which they can be helped.
In the post-conflict Sri Lanka today, the ICRC is addressing the remaining humanitarian needs. One of them is about the missing persons and their family. For the first time since the end of the war, the government of Sri Lanka gave its consent in the beginning of the year for the ICRC to carry out an assessment of the needs of those families. It would look at the needs of those families oriented on 4 folds: economic, administrative, legal, and psychosocial. The purpose of this assessment will be to provide a report to the authorities that will mention recommendations on to how support the families.
In the coming years, the ICRC will continue to meet the humanitarian needs of the missing and their families and people deprived of their freedom. It will widen its geographical coverage to assist vulnerable communities with livelihood support and water and sanitation facilities. The promotion of principles of international humanitarian law in collaboration with members of the armed forces, academia and national authorities will continue.